The Third Millennium Classroom is a research-based intervention system, and it is an online-based system as well. So what we found in the Dean's Office at Andrew is oftentimes we are dealing with students and the only intervention we were using was individual conversations, maybe some mentoring, but consequence-based. If a student did something wrong, we issued a consequence, and that consequence may be detention, maybe an in-school assignment for a period of time. What we found is that those consequences weren't having impacts in certain areas that we researched. So in areas like respecting individuals, fighting, nicotine, alcohol, drug abuse, we felt like we could be better serving those students who were being involved with those behaviors. So when we found this Third Millennium Classroom, the idea was that it moved beyond consequences and it took more of an academic approach. The system is set up in a way where the student will sit down and take a class, an online class, which will have video clips, research-based information, and they basically learn what that behavior was, why maybe they were taking part of that behavior, what some impacts that behavior could have in their future. And it's not a consequence-based thing, it's a learning-based thing. So what we're able to do then, once they complete that class, is to have a conversation with them about what it is that they learned and how that could impact them moving forward. The nice part of the program that we've noticed is that parents are involved in this program as well. A supplement to the programs, we created a reflection sheet, so once the student is done taking that class, there's a reflection sheet that they have to go through, which includes a parent signature part. So that allows the student and the parent to have a meaningful conversation that's actually guided by us. We provide the questions that the students have to answer, and the parents can look at those questions and say, well, let's talk about what it is that you've learned from this and how we can change some of those behaviors that you have. We found that oftentimes parents struggle to have those conversations, especially when you deal with things like drugs and alcohol. They can be caught off guard many times. So we've provided questions that allow for a conversation between a son and a parent, or a daughter and a mother, that can open up some good lines of communication between the family members. What then at the end we were able to do is to say, now that you've completed this class, we want to see if this works out. So the way we were able to judge whether or not this worked was to see, did they commit a similar type of behavior again? The research came out great and the data came out great. Up to this point, we've had over 60 kids use the Third Millennium Classroom, and of those 60 kids, approximately 4 have taken part in that same behavior that got them in that program to begin with, which means 56 kids who used this program did not commit that same behavior again. So about 93% of the kids who took part of the Third Millennium Classroom did not commit that same behavior again, which means part of that consequence or part of that intervention that we used with the Third Millennium Classroom was extremely successful for them.